So going plant-based isn't always as easy as everyone says that it is. A lot of the times you can feel stressed out, overwhelmed, or even just burnt out by your plant-based diet. So in this video, I want to share with you 7 common mistakes that beginners make and how to fix them so that way you can stop feeling stressed out, overwhelmed, and start making plant-based work for you. So before we get started, I'm all about making plant-based easy through recipes and lifestyle tips. So if that's something that you're interested in, feel free to hit that subscribe button so you get notified whenever I put out a new video. So especially in the beginning, plant-based can seem really overwhelming, and in this video I want to share with you 7 of the most common mistakes that people make when they first start a plant-based diet so that way you can avoid them and make plant-based as easy as possible. So the first mistake that people make all the time is thinking that they have to do it all at once. So going plant-based, it's not a race, it's not something that you have to do all at once. It's something that you want to do at your own pace. So this could be a matter of weeks, a matter of months, whatever feels comfortable and feels right to you is what you want to do. You still want to make a plan of how you want to transition and when you want to transition certain items, and ideally stick to it, but you still want to have that flexibility in the plan to adjust for any challenges that might come your way, or depending on how you feel. So the second mistake that I see people make all the time is that they focus on what they're missing. So especially in the beginning, it can be really hard to think about giving up that one food that you absolutely love, and honestly that creates a lot of FOMO. And when you're focusing on what you're missing, you're creating a lot of stress and a lot of internal pressure inside of yourself, and that's really going to lead you to feeling overwhelmed, stressed out, and even just thinking that plant-based isn't for you. One of the best ways to get rid of these feelings of FOMO is to start and focus on veganizing your favorite dishes and creating plant-based versions of the foods that you already love. So that way you're still getting food that you love, but you're not getting these feelings of stress and overwhelm. So another mistake that I see people make all the time is that they overcomplicate cooking. So you don't want recipes that take a ton of time, have a million ingredients, and really a lot of complicated steps. You want something beginner friendly and ideally that has less than 10 ingredients, not including spices, and less than 90 minutes of active cook time. This is going to help you get comfortable cooking plant-based, and it's going to help you spend less time as well. So the fourth mistake that I see people make all the time, and honestly I'm personally guilty of this one, is to eat foods that they hate. So when people first start thinking about going plant-based, or even when they first start going plant-based, they think that they have to include a lot of foods that they wouldn't normally eat, or a lot of foods that they don't like to eat, and that's just simply not true. As I talked about in one of the earlier tips, it's better to focus on foods that you already love and focus on veganizing those dishes so that way you can already have a dish that you love, rather than getting stressed out about eating things that you don't really like in the first place. So another mistake that I see people make all the time is that they don't have a plan for cooking. So when you're first starting out, you're just learning how to cook plant-based. So you want to give yourself time to learn how to make recipes without animal products. So you want to make a menu of what you're going to make each and every week, and you ideally want to have a grocery list with that as well. What you really don't want to do is wing it, and a lot of people do that, and that leads to feeling really stressed out and overwhelmed. And really just this simple act of making a menu and also a grocery list every week will help you out so much. So another mistake that I see people make all the time is that they ignore their challenges. So when they first start thinking about going plant-based and just starting their transition, they tend to be really overly optimistic, and then after the first or second week, things start getting in the way and they start losing momentum. So one of the best ways that you can keep that momentum going and keep yourself from getting overwhelmed is to plan for your challenges. So if you know that you travel a lot, or that you're the only one in your family trying to go plant-based, those are all things that you want to plan and account for. And the last mistake that I see people make all the time is that they isolate their diet. So if you're looking to make a change that lasts, you want to create a lifestyle and not just think about plant-based as a diet. And one of the best ways to do that is to focus on that reason of why you wanted to go plant-based. and you want to incorporate habits outside of your diet, outside of cooking, that support that. These could be things like gardening, working out, joining an organization, really anything that's going to help reinforce that reason of why you want to go plant-based, and that will help you go so much further without the overwhelm, without the stress. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you get notified whenever I put out a new video. And if you're looking for more tips on how to make plant-based work for you, check out my guide, 8 Easy Steps to Starting a Plant-Based Lifestyle and Love It. You can find a link to that in the description and in the comments below, and I will see you next time.